Welcome to this video. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. Welcome to the channel. We're going to go right down to the technical analysis of Bitcoin today. There's a pattern that I found and I believe will benefit the community. Today we're looking at Bitcoin 1 month Binance on non-logarithmic. All right, let's go right down to the weekly chart, and then we're going to go down to the monthly chart. Okay, we're going to be taking a look at the RSI, the MACD that I have to add. Forgive me for this. This is a new chart layout that I'm looking for. Which one do I need? How's everybody been so far? This summer's been definitely different on my end. So this setup here, we got two EMAs. I like the 10 and the 30. I'm going to take off the 10 and focus on the 30. On the weekly chart, this is basically what I see. I believe I found a similar pattern from the past that we're going to talk about today. Okay, guys? Specifically this wave right here. Okay, in relation to the trend that we're in right now. Okay, so realistically, there's a few things I can add here. I'm going to use the daily chart, but so I'm going to use the daily chart, but you see how we broke out of the moving average right here? And so I think that we might be looking at that. Okay, so we got the 30. So realistically, we can honestly probably see this pattern form, and then it's going to be off to the races. Let me keep this on, okay? For the weekly, off to the races, if you know what I'm talking about. That would be the trend. I don't know if it's going to go this far, but anyways, the impulse, that's where the risk would be the best. But okay, so that's not the concept I wanted to bring to the table today. What the concept I'm bringing to the table today is actually that we're going to bounce right here on this moving average. GAN has a rule, okay? GAN has a rule, and I'm going to be talking about GAN a lot in my technical approach to trading. So when you see 3 consecutive candles, you don't want to see a 4th, which we did, because it basically invalidates the trend to the downside. Now, when you're consolidating in a range, I guess it's a little bit different, but if you actually backtest this idea, it's pretty good indication of a real substantial move down. Okay, so you want to see either 2 bars and not 3, nothing more than 2 days in a bear trend. You want to see a recovery on the 3rd day. That's one of the rules. There's many other rules that we're going to talk about, but today what I truly believe is that we are in this type of a structure pattern. So a little bit bigger structure though, but as you can see, this pattern right here, and guess what, Bitcoin has made this pattern before, because I isolated this one literally in 2019, and I think I have one of the pictures here on my trading view that says that I was predicting it to break upwards, and so it did. And guys, I was short right here or right here on Ethereum, and long story short, I took my profits way too soon because of scared money principle. I was using too much leverage, and I was scared to hold it and to lose my profits. So that's a nice little segue to lessons learned. Let's talk about the Discord and how that's doing. Let's open up the Discord and let's take a look at what we got so far. So I've got 2 things that I did about the past couple of months. This is our general chat. We have VPA basics. So basically they're books, knowledge for VPA. And the next one is basically trading the measured move. So this is the stuff I just posted. Not too much, right? The book's what, 200-300 pages, but I summed it down to like this stuff right here. So I don't have too many people in the group, but not yet. I'm trying to keep it the best, right? So now that I'm looking at this group with you guys, right? I'm looking at the other tabs with you guys. What do you think about these trade setups? It's going to get more specific, more organized. Everything's going to be blessed. So this is one setup that's a 1-to-1, but measured move rule says that 2-to-1 are our minimum trades. But so you're going to have to tighten your stop loss a little bit. But yeah, this would be one of the distance formula. There's 4 different formulas to take profits. That's just one of them, 1-to-1. But again, we have rules for measured move. And so what we're going to be talking about today is just keeping a basic RSI on Bitcoin. There's a pattern here that I'm looking for. Okay, I want to show you guys the pattern. So let's go right to it. So this is the box because of the fact that if I look at the pattern, it looks very similar. Okay, how did I look at it? Was it on log scale? Is that why? Yeah, I think it's because it was on log scale. It's just easier to look at, to be honest. Forgive me for people that don't like log scale, but look at this pattern. Okay, I'm just gonna speed through this technical analysis. How much more time we got? We got about 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. So you see this inclination, inclination, right? It's steeper, more of an uptrend, more of an oomph than this one here. And don't forget about this idea that we talked about. It can be on the bear side as well, which, you know, would make a little bit more sense. But at the moment that we break this trend line, this angle, is the moment that this thing's going to start uptrending for the B wave, or whatever you want to call this, right? It's going to look something like that. That's one scenario. That'd be looking like this, continuation of this moving average. And you can see the moving average. Yeah. That's one way. That's the bullish move. But when it comes to setups and actually trading this stuff, that's why we're actually making some setups. Like for example, look at this one, tradable VPA setups. We haven't made some here, but we've got a bunch of ideas, volume. So basically it's like book knowledge in the Discord group. So general chat, general TA, and then we talk about like a little bit of ideas and stuff like that. So let's talk about Bitcoin. There's a few ideas that we need to always keep track of on Bitcoin, which is 38K. Right now, the number that we're at right now is $38,400. Therefore, it's important to isolate the numbers that Bitcoin likes to react on. Okay, so that's just another confluence or important thing that you got to look at. Patterns come, right? But you got to learn how to isolate them. The more patterns you know how to isolate, the more money you're going to make. The more patterns you can find in the markets, the more money you're going to make. That's just literally just the way it is. So with that being said, if this is the same pattern here and here, yes, it has a little bit of a different steepness to it. You're going to want to look for some confluence. First indicator of confluence is going to be the RSI. So you take a look at the RSI and you basically look, okay, well, this was the top here, this was the top here. Look for the bottom, look for the bottom. So that was the first bottom. That was a huge divergence between these lows right here and this low right here. So that was the bottom of the thing right here. So that's a good little understanding, right, that we had, and we were like in the low here of the RSI. And then again we did a bullish divergence, but we're going to talk more about the RSI right here. So where are we? I think, was it log scale? It was easier on my other computer because but yeah, basically we had the pattern just isolated. So it hit this top reason up here, And then there's a couple other things that I'm going to add to the chart here. Okay, the low is important, the high is important, the low is important, and the high is important. But here's a little trick I'll show you in about 3 seconds here. Okay, so you see this box, right? This is 63%, 57 bars. Basically, you just do the same thing again, but you pull it from the side, and something really interesting happened here. So if you go 57 bars, 63%, a little bit more, right here. So let's just say that right here, 61%. But I want to, so look at the bottom right here, the confluence. So that's basically like 50% of the move. So we could anticipate that the prices are going to get either supported here on this moving average, just like it did here in the past. Do you see this? Right, right. So this is the idea. So let's get rid of this. This is the idea. Sorry, guys. Getting with the basics. The pattern that I was looking at, first of all, is the moving average, right? So you take a look at this moving average right here, and then you try to see, okay, what kind of trends. And then you see the pattern. First of all, look at the pattern. We broke out. Yes, we're trending above, but now look. And when you look at the prices right here, you're basically looking for a bounce on this moving average and then continuation up. Now, for confirmation that that was even valid, you basically look for the same type of thing right here. So you go right here and you see, okay, is there any type of confluence? Oh, look at that. That looks like massive support right here on the RSI. So this thing comes down and the price comes down. What does that mean? It means a higher probability that it's going to bounce here on this moving average. Now, if we talk about the time of the moving average, I believe that it's right here. We're going to take a look at that later. Yeah, some people still think this is a head and shoulders. I don't think so, but we'll see. I mean, it could be, right? There's a bunch of options, but this is what I see right now. I don't want the RSI to breach this level. That's why I like it so much. Right, and then the expectation is that we're going to basically break out here. So the thing is, we've already hit that. So we're more bullish than we were back in the past, in my opinion. But of course, what you would want to do here is take a look at the Fibonacci extension and then basically look, okay, look, we got the 61.8 right here of the whole move. And then you basically want to do the same thing here. So you pull up your 61.8 extension, and the question is always in the market of supply and demand, balancing the scales 50%. You got one side working and then one side working the other side. So you want to see, okay, are we going to go to the 61.8% retracement? Well, do we have any type of buying pressure on the EMA? That's the real question that you want to say. And the next thing you want to know is how long is it going to take for it to catch up with price. So as you can see, this is 15 bars right here. You're gonna want to do this, okay? You're gonna want to wait 15 bars, and this is when the moving average is gonna find strength. And I like momentum plays a lot because it just helps the trend get there. Now let's talk about the supply and mass pressure when it comes to the downside. As you can see, we already hit the 50% retracement, guys. We already hit the 50% retracement, which means that the market is more bearish than we are bullish. We didn't even hit the 50%, which means the market is more bullish. I mean more bearish than we are bullish. That means we have still all this supply that we have to break. Now again, if we go back to the past, and the idea that we're looking for is this idea right here. So last time we bounced on the moving average. We want to see if we're going to get a bounce on the moving average, but forgive me if I'm wrong here, if I overcalculate this. If we calculate this like this and understand that the 30 EMA was at the bottom of the trend, not in the middle, at the bottom. Right now we're at the middle. So it tells me that we have less pressure in the trend right now. And the angle is actually you might actually want to use a smaller moving average, like for example the 10, because that one would be, oh, and we're underneath it right now, so that's not good either, right? And you take a look at, but we are above the 10 candles, so right around here, that's where you're looking for a pullback, and that would be nice to see. You basically add another Fibonacci on the other side, and you ask yourself if we're going to break the 61.8. So the last or the first idea that we started with is the invalidation of this idea, right? So I hope you guys like this video so far. Give it a thumbs up and a share if you haven't already. That would be great for the channel. And like I said again, this will be a good little channel here that we can that we can grow here. If we have some good simple strategies that will make everyone money in the markets, that would be amazing. And check this out. Looks familiar? No, it doesn't look familiar. It looks exactly the same as the pattern that we see right now. This is a really good picture that I found in Elliot's book. Elliot, the real dude, the real guy that came out with Elliot Wave, his books are good. And his books are really, really good. So check this out. I mean, we were literally right here. I didn't have this picture posted. I just posted this the other day. Look, the other day. I think it was yesterday, a couple days ago. Anyways, what's this? Anyways, we take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the leading diagonal, right? A, B, C. So let's take a look at Bitcoin right here. It's like we. Oh wait, this is the B. This is the B, guys. This is the B. This is the C. That's the C going down right inside the fourth pocket. If you guys haven't seen my Elliott Wave, yeah, I'm gonna make a new Elliott Wave video. So if you're still interested, watch the next video because this is getting a little long. All right, peace.